Dr. Hans Demmelmair from the Ludwig Maximilians University of Munich explains how studying children with phenylketoneuria could help Nutrimenthe provide dietary recommendations for fatty acid intake for children in the general population.
What does PKU mean?
PKU is phenylketonuria. These children suffer from a disease where they cannot metabolize an amino acid. Thus, as they cannot metabolize it, it would accumulate if it's in their diet, and that's why they have to consume a very special diet which is very low in this amino acid, just at the absolutely necessary level. And this, of course, determines their complete diet, protein intake, and everything else. It's very rare. I think it's 1 in 10,000. It's a genetic disease.
What led you to start this study?
From our point of view, it's an open question. What is the requirement of docosahexaenoic acid, the major N-3 long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acid? And to do such a study relating the need of DHA for neurological function in healthy adults or children is very, very difficult because they have a high habitual intake of DHA, which is very hard to quantify. But as the diet of PKU children is practically free of DHA, we can really give very specific doses, and thus afterwards we really know the child consumed per kilogram 10 milligram DHA or only 5. So that was the reason to study the PKU children. Somehow they are models for the general population. Concerning the dietary aspect, they are perfect. The downside of the story is that PKU is associated with the risk of neurological deficiencies. Thus, we have to be very careful when we extrapolate the findings in these children to the general population. But we are very optimistic that it gives us a good indication for the general population.
Where are you now in the process?
Such a randomized clinical study, there it is an absolute prerequisite that all the investigators and also the subjects are blinded to their dietary intake. So we are still collecting data and put it in a database, put the samples in the freezer, analyze the samples. But we can only start to produce results after collection of the complete data set. So that's we are working towards, and it will take maybe half a year more until we can complete this step, and then it's unblinded, maybe another half year of data analysis, then we should have the first results.